I am the president of the Institution of Engineers Tanzania, which is a professional body for engineers in Tanzania. This organization is a member to several federations, to which we are members with the other federations, with the other institutions in other countries. So we are members of the Federation for Africa, which is called the Federation of African Engineering Organization, FAEO, and we are also members of the global one, the World Federation for Engineering Organizations, called WFEO. The arrangements amongst the WFO, FAEO, and the UNESCO, which you know very well, is to have a week for engineers in Africa, a continental event under the auspices of UNESCO to promote engineering and to ensure that the quality of engineers and engineering in Africa is of good standing. UNESCO believes that the Sustainable Development Goals cannot be achieved if we don't have good engineers, if we don't have good engineering. So to promote it, to ensure that we achieve that, amongst others, is this event which we call the UNESCO Africa Engineering Week. It's the 12th running, and the 12th one is being done in Tanzania for the first time, and to be in the month of September from the date of the 13th Sunday to 17th. And after that, there will be visits for technical visits, visits for tourism. People will go to several places to appreciate the tourist attractions that we have in Tanzania. Now, before we are able to be authorized to run this event, today we have a delegation from the Federation of Africa, FAEO, who have come to inspect and check our preparedness. And they'll speak today saying, is IET ready to host this major continental event? So they're here today. We have Engineer Martin Manungwa from Zimbabwe sitting on my left. Engineer Manungwa is the vice president of that global organization I've talked about, the World Federation of Engineering Organization, WFEO. He also once served as president of the Federation for Africa, FAEO. He is now serving as the steering committee chair for this event at the FAEO level. At the WFO, he is also chair of the capacity building team, because if you are to have good engineering, you have to have good engineers, you must focus on the capacity building, and that's what is part of the dockets that he handles. So he's a person who has been involved in these events many, many times. He's chairing the steering committee for the third time successfully. And we believe we'll also make this one a success for us and for him. Together with Engineer Martin Manungwa is the Engineer Tsego. She's sitting far left. Engineer Tsego comes from South Africa. Our president currently for the FAEO is a South African lady by the name of Lefule Buthelezi. She was supposed to be here, but she could not because of health challenges. So in part, Tsego represents Engineer Buthelezi. So after this overview, I will now hand over to Engineer Martin Manungwa. First, for clarity, we have another Martin, and we should introduce him. He's Martin David, sitting between Tsego and Martin Manungwa. Martin David is chairing our local organizing committee. He too will give a bit of the details of the events of each day of the conference. Our message to the engineers, our message to the world is that this is an event not to miss because of what it is contained. And once we have signed the contract to host the event, we'll be full out to register and to ensure good participation. And we have a capacity limit. So if you miss to register early in time, it may be too late to join. On my right, there is very able lady. Could be small, but she's very big in terms of the responsibilities and the capabilities too. She is the secretary for the local organizing committee, assisting Martin David, but she's also the head of the chapter in the Institution of Engineers, the chapter for women. We have several chapters for women, we have several chapters, we have another one for soldiers, the military chapter, we have the students, those are special groups. Now, Dr. Zainabu Katima heads the women chapter as a chairperson. That's the team in front here, and that's the overview about why we have this delegation here, an overview of what we have in September, and an overview of the structure of the engineering organizations. Now I hand over to Martin Mamugwa to talk a little bit of his visit, his findings, and more about these events. Welcome, karibu, karibu sana.
Let me have
also,
asante sana.
yeah, this one.
So I'm learning a lot of Swahili here. Asante sana. And thank you very much, first of all, to the people of Tanzania for winning this bid to host the prestigious Africa Engineering Week. It's a very important feat for your country, and I congratulate IET for having represented you this far and so well. We have indeed visited the facilities, and they are world class. We are still continuing in wrapping up the program so that it fits to the billing of the Africa Engineering Week. So in short, my congratulations also to the local organizing committee and all the sponsors. In fact, we are still looking for more sponsors such that you make this event memorable. I will carry with me greetings from the President of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, Dr. Sanchuan, who wishes to be here during the event. And let me tell you a little bit about the origins of the Africa Engineering Week, so that you can come to task or understand how important it is for an African country to get the privilege to host this Africa Engineering Week. It was an idea that came through the UNESCO board in 2022 to create an initiative for Africa in engineering, and it took us 3 years to 4 years to come up with the first Africa Engineering Week, which was hosted by South Africa at the University of Johannesburg in 2014. The second one was hosted by the Engineering Council of Zimbabwe in 2015, the third by the Nigerian Society of Engineers, all the way to the 11th that was last hosted by the Uganda Institution of Professional Engineering. Why is the Africa Engineering Week so important to us? It is very, very important because then it is the conference and the week that showcases the importance of engineering, not only to Africa, but to the rest of the world. Without competent engineers, there is no solution to the world. There's no clean water, there's no energy, there's barely nothing. So competent and quality engineers is one of the aims of the Africa Engineering Week. The other objective is to make sure that we attract young women and boys to start the STEM stream of subject so that they may be interested in engineering. The third objective is also for Africa to leapfrog through the digitalization of our processes by use of artificial intelligence and other digital technologies in the fourth industrial revolution. So it is very, very important that IET will showcase Tanzania's readiness for the uptake of artificial intelligence. And also we expect a lot of innovators and your industry in the rest of Africa to come to Tanzania for this process. So the Africa Engineering Week is the premium event, like I said before, that brought together the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, UNESCO, and the Federation of Africa Engineering Organizations. And this year, we are coming up with various innovations and entries that will look at how engineering can solve some of the biggest problems that Africa has. We are also going to make sure that each Africa Engineering Week is better than the last one. For Tanzania, I'm sure the local organizing chair will tell you briefly what are the unique offerings for this Africa Engineering Week. But globally speaking, at UNESCO, we are looking forward to make the Africa Engineering Week part of the International Decade for Sustainable Science Development, which is 2024 to 2033, which is the IDSSD. And to this respect, UNESCO and the rest of the engineering community is expected to come in with universal engineering reporting, and they are going to launch or kickstart the process of gathering the data for our global engineering report, which is ER3, Engineering Report 3, which will be launched here and then will be published in 2029. It's a long process. So this is one of the most unique offerings of this Africa Engineering Week. And finally, we expect a lot of innovations in engineering education, so that we produce competent and quality engineers. So there will obviously be a gathering of stakeholders like the registrars that register engineers, and also that regulate engineering, so that we have professionals that are competent and of the right ethical grounding. So this week to us is very, very important, and from the World Federation as well as the Africa Federation of Engineering Organizations, we are so proud that IET is so prepared to be hosting this important global event. As Africa, we have been consumers of imported technology, of imported goods and services. We would like to change that narrative through the Africa Engineering Week, where we also need to be co-creators and creators of the engineering knowledge. And this is one of the impacts of this great event. So our inspection, like I said, is passed. Most of the venue and also the processes, they are world class, and we are looking forward to a great Africa Engineering Week.
You're going to clap to that.
Congratulations. So the local organizing chair, my namesake, will also take you through some of the nitty-gritties or the details of the programming and some of the unique events that we are going to go through. So, here we go.
Of all the items, there's no money on the table. Good afternoon, everyone. Habari ya mchana. It is my pleasure. My name is Martin David, as I was introduced by President Asa Mwaipopo. I'm the chair of the local organizing committee. for this event. My job is small, to just give you the nitty-gritties of the entire program across the two issues, African Engineering Week and African Engineering Conference. So it is the 12th African Engineering Week and the 10th African Engineering Conference, co-organized by UNESCO and FAEO, Federation of African Engineers Organization. The program will span between 13th of September 2026 to 17th of September 2026. The 13th of September 2026 is actually a Sunday, whereby we are going to start our registration for the event. And the other activity that is going to take part is obviously the launching of UNESCO Global Engineering Report version number 3. It is going to be launched here by UNESCO. So UNESCO will give us the tentative program about when and how they are going to conduct that unveiling of this important report. Tanzania is privileged to host the unveiling of this very, very important report, which is a global engineering report, okay? The second item that is going to, the third item that is going to happen on that very day, that is a Sunday on the 13th, is on this very hotel, which is the Southern Sun. We are going to welcome our international delegates who are coming from all over across Africa, but also across the continent of Africa and globally. Some will come from UK, some will come from Spain, etc., etc. So we are going to welcome them here in this hotel through a welcome reception. We're going to have a 2-hour session with them, not a session per se, but we're going to have drinks and music, and we are going to welcome them to Tanzania, including my namesake here, Engineer Martin Manuha. And before the 13th, what is going to happen is that we're going to have a specific training which is for artificial intelligence, which is going to cover a 7-day intensive training for 50 of our Tanzanian engineering fraternity, okay? So 50 people from Tanzania will get this important training that is fully sponsored by our FAEO, UNESCO, and the other guys. And then on the second day, which is the 14th, that is a Monday, we are going to have the Women Forum that is going to start for the first half of the day, and the second half we are going to have technical discussions. And in the evening of the same day, that is the Monday on the 14th, we're going to have the Women Gala Dinner, okay? Whereby we're going to have Mhandisi Awards. Now, Mhandisi Awards, I think the chair will talk more about them, and then we will have also Africa Women Awards. And on the third day, that is the 15th of September 2026, we are going to have the opening ceremony, okay? We're going to have that main official opening ceremony, which is, we expect it to be graced by His Excellency, President Hussein Mwinyi, who is the chair of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, and the President. On the evening of after lunch, so the opening ceremony will cover half a day, but part of that opening ceremony, we are going to have the high-level ministerial panel. We're going to have a panel discussion, but it is high level. So we're going to have ministers, we're going to have permanent secretaries, we're going to have the president of World Federation of Engineers Organization. We are also going to have CEOs, etc. So it is high level panel, 6 people, high level, 20-minute discussion on big issues across challenges across the continent that will reverberate around the theme of our event, of our forum. And after that, we're going to have technical discussions, papers, etc., presentations. And on day number day number 4, that is the 16th of September 2026, we are going to have purely technical discussions right through the day, and in the evening we're going to have a gala dinner. The gala dinner will be held at the Serena Hotel, hopefully by the garden, but we're going to have it at the Serena Hotel, just a few meters from. The other day, that is the Thursday, we are going to have a youth forum, and then we are going to have a parallel annual general meeting by our big institution, FAEO. And then we are going to also have a council, executive council, also as a parallel session. Yeah, and then on the Friday, the following day, we are going to have a technical visit for those engineers who may wish to have a technical visit to learn through a site visit. We expect to visit a site at Tanzania Ports Authority, just a few kilometers from here. It is a tank farm project. We hope you are going to learn a lot from the project. And also we will begin our excursions. Okay, our international delegates, also our local delegates, would like to see what Tanzania has got to offer. Okay, so we've selected 3 important excursion episodes. One is a visit to Zanzibar, whereby we have 1 day and 2 day, and then you can even have 3 days or 4 days, whatever you want. It is there for you. And then there's another visit to Mikumi National Park, which is a day trip through SGR and a drive to Mikumi National Park. You do a game drive, and then you return to Dar es Salaam through the same route. And then the third package is basically Udzungwa, a combination of Udzungwa and Mikumi National Park. So if you want to see a bit of savannah and a bit of game drive and another bit of mountain trekking, waterfalls and nature attractions, then that is a very good package for you. But our website has got all the pricing, and soon we will, I think today or tomorrow, we will upload also the packaging and how the itinerary will be on those 3 important packages. But that is not the only one, the only packaging. If you want an extra package, we are there for you. We can organize something even better. If you want to stay longer, we are not limited to that particular packaging that we are advertising. As part of a high level, so this conference is a very, very high level conference happening in Tanzania. We are proud to host it for the first time. The high-level delegation, part of the high-level delegation who are going to be present, who are going to grace our event, who have actually confirmed. The first one is the Secretary General of Africa Free Trade Area, Continental Free Trade Area. So the Secretary General will be here to grace our opening ceremony and probably sit with us in the next day as well. And the President of World Federation of Engineers Organization, Dr. Chan, will also be here. The Director General of UNESCO will also be with us. We expect, we haven't confirmed, but there are 2 ministers who might come from across Africa to be with us, okay? So make sure that the local engineers and international or African engineers, you make the most out of this conference. Be with us and make sure that you actually learn and make sure that you basically get what is offered by the forum. The other thing I want to digest on is obviously the theme is displayed at the back of the placard on my back there. It's called Engineering Africa's Inclusive, Innovative and Sustainable Future. Basically, I'm not going to talk about the theme, I'm going to talk about the sub-themes. There are 6 sub-themes under the main theme here at the back. One is the digital transformation, whereby you know where the world is going. You are going digital, we're going smart, we're going AI. This is where we're going. So basically, that is going to be one of the sub-themes of this forum. So let us make the most of it. The second sub-theme is on climate resilience. You know how climate challenges are challenging us today, flooding, landslides, whatever. You see there's so many challenges on the climatic front that we need to confront as engineers. So this is how the engineers, we are going to discuss how engineers can come up with innovative solutions to make sure that we are climate resilient. Our infrastructures are climate resilient. And then the other sub-theme is on water and environmental sustainability. So we are going to give you to discuss solutions on the water resources front, and also on, if you build your infrastructure, you cannot forget about environmental sustainability. Environment will always have environmental impacts, and we need to sustain, we need to look at what are the environmental damages, and we have to mitigate the environmental aspects around our infrastructure development. The other sub-theme is on energy transition. You know the energy needs that we have to power our infrastructure, our industrialization, our 4IR, etc. So we need to transit to a high energy, we need to transition to a high energy needs, and we are going to discuss lots of options and solutions to that particular regard. The other sub-theme, number 5, is on engineering education, whereby we are talking about our engineering education, how to prepare our students better, issues of STEM, like science, and then we're going to touch base also on the last one, which is the gender, youth, and inclusive leadership, whereby we're looking at women and engineering, how we can prepare women, how we can empower women, because engineering should not be, I think we are more balanced here, but it shouldn't be for boys only, it should be for boys and girls. So we can look at gender issues, we look at youth development, and things like STEM, etc., etc. So all these aspects are going to be bread and butter of our very, very important forum. So I would urge all of you to come, and engineers to take part in this important forum. Karibu sana. Karibu sana, we are welcoming any questions.
I think before we go to the questions,
no, I'll pass on to Chego.
Josie.
Oh, okay. Is it fine? Yeah, what? You can put it in. Habari ya mchana. Yeah, as introduced, my name is Engineer Teko Kunile. I am from South Africa. I also have the pleasure of serving as the FAEO Awards Committee Chair. So maybe just aligning with what my colleagues have already presented, on Wednesday, the 16th of September, we will be having our it'd be a garden venue, a garden event. So we're really looking forward to doing that. That will be on Wednesday. In terms of the night or the evening itself, we are going to also have some keynote speakers from our high delegation on the evening. But we also will be having an honor of awarding different awards on the evening. Starting with the Standard Awards, where we went out actually to ask for nominations, and we did the evaluations, and we are currently finalizing. So we're hoping to recognize the African excellence that we've been talking about the whole day today on the evening. So that will be the first part of our awards evening, the Standard Awards, followed by the Presidential Awards, where we actually offer we give special awards and recognize those organizations, those partners that actually go with us during this journey as we go through the conference. And also in the evening, I think we've mentioned engineering education. Subsection 5, we're talking about engineering education. So we also have the honor of hosting the Honorable Minister of Education, Professor Adolf Mkenda, who will be helping us in launching a book titled Engineering Education in Tanzania, written by Prof. Burton Mamula and other authors. So we will be launching that book in the evening, also just to align to what we're trying to promote in terms of engineering education. We spoke about how we want to produce good quality engineers, competent engineers. So we're hoping that also this book will definitely contribute to what we're trying to achieve. And lastly, last but not least, we spoke about Africa leapfrogging, we spoke about digital transformation, about AI. So in the evening of the awards, we will also be awarding 3 recipients to the AI Plus Engineering Challenge that is currently running. I think the challenge will close towards the end of the month, and we will then be awarding the top 3 recipients from that challenge with good prizes from UNESCO, sponsored by UNESCO and the World Federation. So those are maybe the 4 main things that we can highlight for the evening, but we're looking forward to Tanzania hosting us and a great evening. So we do urge everyone to please do come through and support as we celebrate engineering excellence. Asante. I will then hand over to my dearest sister, my dearest colleague, to talk more about the Women in Engineering Forum that will be taking place on Monday. Thank you. Yes, yes.
Habari za mchana. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Zainab Katima. I am the chairperson for the Institution of Engineers Tanzania Women Chapter, but also the secretary of the local organizing committee. So as they said, my previous colleagues said, we are going to host the 9th African Women in Engineering Forum, and luckily it's going to be on the first day. We are going to host more than 500 women from different institutions in Tanzania and internationally. We're going to talk about cross-cutting topics, including leadership in women engineers, engineering empowerment, mental health and engineering, among other topics. Our guest of honor is going to be the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Water, Engineer Majuma Waziri. Also, as a motivation, we are going to do as an outreach for the youth and women, female engineers. We are going to invite some secondary schools and universities to come and exhibit as well. In the evening, we will have a gala dinner where we're going to do it at Yohayo Tama. And the activities that we're going to do are going to commemorate the exceptional women internationally and locally. So internationally, they're going to be recognized by the Federation of African Engineering Organization, the Women in Engineers. And locally, we are going to recognize them via the Mama Mhandisi Award. We will also recognize women who are above 65 who have done exceptional work in engineering, which is called SHERAs. So we're also going to recognize them all over Africa. So that's something that I think this is the first time that we are going to do it here. And for the Mama Mhandisi, we have different categories such as youth, engineers, innovation engineers, and also women engineers leaders, among others. So that is basically what you're going to do as the Women in Engineering. Thank you very much.
So now we are going to go into the questions where we think you need clarity. My first question to you is, have we made sense? Is the message going the way it delivers our intentions? If not, then that will be right. If yes, you can still ask some questions. So that there's some questions. Okay. I don't know. Huh? This one. Oh, one. Does it have to be any person? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, the questions are not just for me. Yeah. Karibuni kama kuna ufafanuzi ambao mngependa utolewe nasi. If there is any question, please, karibu. You can introduce yourself just like we have and then say, this question is about this.
Si ufafanuzi lakini tunatamani kwa sababu media zetu sisi ni Kiswahili. Basi tungetamani mwenye uwezo wa kuzungumza Kiswahili vizuri Mungu kwa wahusika. Basi tunazungumza kidogo Kiswahili to summarize kidogo. Lakini kwa ambaye hana uwezo basi itabidi
basi nitatoa hiyo summary kwa kifupi ili isaidie kwa wadau wetu wengine walipia watoto wao waje. Ninaitwa Mhandisi Asa Mwaipopo. Mimi ni rais wa taasisi ya wahandisi Tanzania, taasisi ambayo ni chama cha wahandisi wa kada zote kwa Tanzania. Taasisi hii ni mwanachama wa fungamano la vyama vya wahandisi katika ngazi mbalimbali nje ya Tanzania. Kwa hiyo tuna Afrika, tuna dunia na hata tuna Afrika Mashariki. Kwenye ngazi ya Afrika, sisi ni wanachama wa fungamano la vyama vya wahandisi Afrika. Kwa lugha ya Kiingereza ni Federation of African Engineering Organizations, FAEO, na kwa ngazi ya kidunia ni World Federation of Engineering Organizations, WFEO. Sasa vyama hivi katika ngazi hizo kwa mahusiano na UNESCO. UNESCO ambayo ni taasisi ya Umoja wa Mataifa inayosimamia au kushughulikia elimu na sayansi, walikuja na mpango kabambe wa kukuza uhandisi katika bara letu la Afrika. UNESCO inaamini kwamba yale malengo ya mpango wa maendeleo endelevu, Sustainable Development Goals, ya Umoja wa Mataifa hayawezi kufanikiwa bila uhandisi, na hayawezi kufanikiwa bila uhandisi ulio bora na wahandisi walio bora. Ni kwa sababu hiyo basi UNESCO inajihusisha mara kwa mara kuhakikisha kwamba inakuza hii taaluma, na inakuza kupitia vyama hivi nilivyovisema. Mpango mmoja wapo kwa Afrika ni kuwa na wiki moja ya wahandisi Afrika. Hii ilianza miaka 12 iliyopita Afrika Kusini, na sasa kwa mwaka huu wa 12 inafanyika kwetu hapa Tanzania kupitia taasisi ya wahandisi Tanzania ambayo ndio mwenyeji, lakini kupitia nchi ya Tanzania ambayo ni mwenyeji. Ni heshima kubwa, kama alivyoongea kiongozi wetu kutoka ngazi ya Afrika. Maandalizi yameshaanza, na kabla hatujaruhusiwa, kama ambavyo mnafahamu sasa kuna mpira unakuja 2027, lazima mfanye maandalizi, lazima mkagulie waseme mko tayari. Timu hii iliyopo mbele yenu ilikuja kukagua kuona kama je, tuko tayari kwa maandalizi ya kumbi, tuko tayari kwa maandalizi ya mipango, ili waseme sasa hao watu wako tayari tusaini nao mkataba. Nimemsikia akiongea mhandisi Manukwa kwamba ameridhika yeye na timu yake kwamba sisi tuko tayari kuendesha hili kongamano, na kwa sababu hiyo baada ya muda mfupi hapa tutatia sahihi mkataba wa Taasisi ya Wahandisi Tanzania kusimamia na kuendesha kongamano hili hapo Septemba. Ni kongamano ambalo litaleta wahandisi kutoka bara la Afrika na nje ya Afrika. Tunatarajia kuwa na wataalamu wa wahandisi, tunatarajia kuwa na wanataaluma kutoka vyuoni, tunatarajia kuwa na viongozi kutoka serikalini. Idadi ya karibu watu 1000. Tunazingatia sana suala la kuhakikisha kwamba uhandisi ni husishi au ni jumuishi, kwamba hauachi mtu nje, na hasa wale ambao kwa utamaduni hawakuwa sana sehemu ya uhandisi, kizungumzia wanawake. Kwa utakuwa na sehemu maalum ya wanawake walio katika uhandisi, ili wanawake wengine na hasa wasichana waone kwamba uhandisi na wao unawahusu. Tutakuwa na sehemu ya vijana, na hapa ni hasa kwa ajili ya wanafunzi, kuwaonyesha kwamba wanatakiwa kuja huku ili kwa pamoja wasaidie kutafuta utatuzi wa changamoto zinazokabili taifa letu, kabili jamii yetu, na kuwa sehemu ya kutimiza yale malengo ya maendeleo endelevu ya kidunia. Itaanza tarehe 13 Jumapili na itaendelea mpaka tarehe 17. Baada ya hapo tunatumia nafasi hii pia kukuza utalii. Mtu akija hapa asishie tu kwamba amewasilisha makala yake, amesikiliza na kufaidika, lakini achungulie na pembeni, aone Tanzania kuna vivutio gani, kwa sababu naamini akija huyo atakuja tena au atapeleka habari njema. Mtu ambaye atauza vizuri ni ambaye alikuja hapa na akaona. Kwa hiyo tumeandaa sehemu za vivutio vya asili kwa maana ya nature. Watu watakwenda Mikumi na Udzungwa kwa kutumia treni za mwendokasi, na kama kawaida wapo wengi wanataka kuangalia mambo ya kitamaduni, mambo ya zamani, cultural tourism. Na sehemu muhimu kwetu ni Zanzibar, ambayo kama mnafahamu imo katika hifadhi zile World Heritage sites. Kwa hiyo watu wanapenda kwenda Zanzibar pia, watapanda tukwenda Zanzibar. Na labda niseme tunapofanya shughuli zetu na ikiwemo hii, tunashirikiana pia na taasisi ya wahandisi, wachoraji na wapimaji ya Zanzibar. Kwa tunafanya nao kazi kwa karibu na tunajumuika nao kwa karibu katika kuandaa hii, na kule wako tayari. Lakini hawa ni wataalamu na wahandisi, wanapenda pia kuona miundombinu, mambo ya kihandisi yanaendelea. Nimezungumza kwamba kuna sehemu ambazo watapenda kwenda kutembelea na kuona. Mimi pia katika sehemu hizi ni hicho chakula cha jioni kitakuwepo kwa ajili ya wanawake wahandisi, na huko zinatolewa zawadi mbalimbali kuwaenzi wahandisi wa Kongo waliotangulia na wale ambao wamefanikiwa katika mambo mbalimbali. Lakini pia itakuwepo ya ile kongamano kubwa ambayo itafanyika hiyo tarehe 16, pamoja na kutoa zawadi mbalimbali. Lakini tutakuwa na Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Elimu Profesa Adolf Mkenda, ambaye atakuja kuzindua kitabu kilichoandikwa na wahandisi na profesa wetu wa kwanza kabisa hapa, nikimaanisha Profesa Awavi Mronya, na yeye ndiye alikuwa rais wa kwanza wa hii taasisi. Mimi ni rais wa 24, akiwemo Profesa Baton Mwamula na Profesa Mshoro. Wameandika kitabu juu ya elimu ya uhandisi Tanzania. Hicho kitabu kitazinduliwa rasmi siku hiyo, na mtaweza ukisoma kuona tumetoka wapi, tumefika wapi. Kwa hiyo kwa kifupi, haya ndiyo ambayo yapo tunayafanya, lakini wito na ujumbe mkubwa ni kuwaomba wahandisi wajisajili ili wawe sehemu ya hili kongamano, sehemu ya mkutano. Pia tunawaomba waajiri wa taasisi kubwa za wahandisi kuwalipia na kuwawezesha wahandisi wao vijana kuja kuona, kuja kushiriki, kuja kujifunza. Tunawaalika wakandarasi waje waonyeshe uwezo wao. Hii ni fursa nzuri sana ya kujitangaza kwa urahisi kwa watu waliotoka nchi mbalimbali, waone uwezo wetu, waone uwezo wako na kujiunganisha na watu mbalimbali. Hapa karibuni tulikuwa tunazungumzia faida za kushiriki makongamano na mwenzangu ambaye ni mwenyekiti wa kamati ya maandalizi, mhandisi Martin David alituambia jinsi ambavyo alishiriki mkutano wa wahandisi Afrika Kusini, akutana na mtaalamu mwingine ambaye anashughulika na mambo ya maabara, wakazungumza, wakakabidhiana kadi. Baada ya muda mfupi sasa, Martin ana maabara ya kitaaluma ya kupima mambo yetu ya shughuli za udongo na miamba. Kwa hiyo unapokuja kushiriki kongamano kama hili, huji tu kujifunza, unakuja pia kujenga mahusiano, network, na kurahisisha utendaji wako wa kazi na hata uanzishaji wa kazi nyingine ambazo pengine hukuwa nazo. Kwa naendelea kusisitiza na kuwaalika kuja kushiriki na kujumuika nasi. Tunawashukuru waandishi wa habari kwa kushirikiana nasi hapa, na naamini sasa hii habari mtaipeleka ikawafikia wadau ili ukumbi wa Mwalimu Julius Nyerere wa kimataifa ujae na kufurika. Asanteni sana. Ya Kiswahili imekaa vizuri. So kuna swali kama mna, it's fine if you so done. Kuna mtu ana swali au kuna mahali mnafikiri hapajaeleweka vizuri? Yeah, you can ask in Swahili. Unaweza kuuliza Kiswahili kama unataka ajibu Martin, ajibu Chego. Kama tunaweza tukatranslate akajibu kwa Kiingereza afu tukatranslate back. So they're going to ask us a question of people on the phone. Karibu.
Asante, jina langu ni Devota Kiwele, natokea gazeti la Mwananchi. Hapa umezungumzia kwamba namna ambavyo tutakapoenda kujadiliana kwenye hususani kwenye masuala mazima ya kuhamasisha wahandisi wanawake na vijana. Nao katika nchi yetu ya Tanzania kumekuwa na changamoto ya watu kulalamika namna ambavyo miradi mbalimbali wanapewa watu wa nje tofauti na wa ndani, na huku hata wakipewa wa ndani kiwango chao kinakuwa kidogo tofauti na wale wa nje. Kwenye huu mkakati ambao katika hii ambayo tunaenda kuifanya wiki ya wahandisi ili kuhamasisha vijana pamoja na wanawake, nini mkakati kwenye kutengeneza kitu ambacho kitazidi kuhamasisha hawa watu kuweza kuingia kwenye hii taaluma? Wanawake na vijana kuingia kwenye hii taaluma ya uhandisi.
Ni swali ambalo wahusika kabisa wangekuwepo labda wangejibu kwa mamlaka, lakini tunaweza tukaelezea kwa jinsi ambavyo tunafahamu msimamo ulivyo. Msimamo ulivyo na unaendana sana na huu mkutano ni kujenga uwezo wa wahandisi wetu na wakandarasi wetu. Wanapokuja wakandarasi kutoka nje, mara nyingi inatokana na kwamba wenye uwezo wa kufanya hizo kazi kwa hapa ndani ya nchi wanakuwa hawajapatikana, au kwa tathmini iliyofanyika ile kazi iko juu ya uwezo wa wakandarasi wetu. Baadhi ya kazi mnazoziona kama kujenga hizi barabara zinahitaji mitaji mikubwa sana ambayo wakandarasi wetu wengine bado wanakuwa, lakini tunafahamu kwamba serikali imeongeza, kuna ile tunaita threshold kwamba kazi ya thamani ya kiasi hiki ni lazima iwe ya mkandarasi wa ndani. Hapa tunaweza tukaangalia wa nje au wa ndani. Kile kiwango kilizungumzwa na nafahamu, sina takwimu sahihi, kimepandishwa sasa kwamba 50 billion. Kwa mradi wa thamani hiyo, zamani ilikuwa ni chini ya hapo, ilikuwa ni 10 billion. Kwa hiyo unaona, kwa hiyo kwa mradi wa 10 billion tunasema ni wa ndani tu, hakuna mtu kutoka nje. Juu ya hapo akiwepo wa ndani vizuri, lakini inalenga nje. Sasa hiyo imeongezwa kwa sababu tunaamini uwezo pia umekuwa. na lengo letu sisi ni kukuza huo uwezo ili ifikie mahali hiyo sasa na hiyo ipande zaidi. Kwa hiyo bado tutaendelea kuwaona tupo mahali pazuri kuliko jana, lakini ukilinganisha na wenzetu bado tunawahitaji kuja kujenga uwezo na kuja kusaidia kusonga mbele. Asante.
Okay, my name is Henry from TBC. Myself, I would like to know what the achievement has been made since the inception of this the engineering week.
Should I move all these things?
No, not really.
Just a minute. Okay.
Thank you very much for this question. In fact, there are a lot of achievements since the first Africa Engineering Week in South Africa in 2014. One of the biggest achievement is the development of engineering capacity, where a lot of young girls and boys have been encouraged to take up STEM subjects in the STEM streams so that they can start engineering. The second achievement was the growth of engineering policy in terms of local content development. The previous question is linked to yours. We realized in the past most of the mega projects in Africa, not only in Tanzania, were being done by foreign nationals, especially from one Asian country. And nowadays, they are now, through the Africa Engineering Week, we are coming up with policy engagements, like the ministerial roundtables, where we are encouraging our ministers, our policymakers, to come up with a local content policy and also a capacity building policy. It's not good enough to give our contractors, our women and youth the jobs without building the capacity for them to deliver the quality. So the first step was to ensure that there is quality engineering education, then there is a relevance in experience and smart partnerships between the local contractors and consultants, so that we can build that capacity to reach or even exceed the quality of the foreign contractors. The other achievement that we have got is African engineers are now coming together every year to transfer technology and share ideas so that we can share experiences in Egypt, experiences in Ethiopia, experiences in Rwanda. These are some of the few countries that are accelerating the kind of local content development. So we bring all of those to share their experiences, and the Africa Engineering Week is the platform. The third achievement, which we can easily say, is the creation of the engineering capacity building project for Africa by the World Federation of Engineers. In the past, African engineering institutions, ourselves, IET, and all of us were not active at the global stage. Now, for the first time in 2023, we produced the first African president of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations. I think we should clap to this. And when we produced that president, we then got united as Africa through the Africa Engineering Week, so that now we have more seats and more position at the global level. Like now we chair capacity building, I'm also a vice president, and more opportunities like this engineering capacity building project for Africa, which is $10 million for African capacity building over 10 years to train 100,000 engineers in skills, not certificates, skills, so that they are able to compete with anyone in the world. So there are a lot of achievement, and to maybe make matters better, we are also going to launch a program where we are going to document from year to year the resolutions, the implementation framework, and the achievements. And I think we'll start from 2014 to the current. And that book project is probably going to be one of the proposals at this year's Africa Engineering Week, so that we document the progress of the achievements. But there are so many. Yes. Thank you.
we seem to have captured the message, and the questions have evaporated. If that's the case, then we'd like to sign the hosting contract, and then that will be the end of the. So maybe we can change the way we sit now, because we are signing. I'm signing with the table, and therefore very good and very
Stand us back.
Yes. Make sure we are protected.
You need to this.
Oh, I think so. So, what is on here? I thought you told me
The last page.
So you sign.
You sign here.
The witnesses marked.
Not necessary. Okay. So we sign up.
Yes, we sign. We trust one another, so.
We believe.
I don't have to sign, but you sign. You check my signature.
Are we
Yeah, just like that one of the monks.
You done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You're done?
Please.
I'm too quick.
So let's change something here.
Oh, I'm gonna sign his.
Then you sign. Yeah.
Okay. Is that
Thank you. After you have signed,
Okay.
so are I initial now?
Initial every page.
Yes. So you do right, I'll do, you do right, I'll do left. So we need to witness. One moment.
Okay. Oh, the moment we exchange. Okay, the moment we exchange.
Oh, yeah. So we need to witness. Oh, the exchange or the witness?
Ladies, this is must turn it around.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently.
So we I think just one document, isn't it? So let's do just one.
Okay.
Yes, and then look at it.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Yes, photocopy. Okay. Congratulations. You're not gonna sign?
no, I think that's okay. Do we need to witness? It's good to do now. Oh, okay. Okay.
You want to invite a group photo?
And when we witness, yes, we initial each page.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. It's an interesting process. So you better abide by this contract because there's a lot of labor. Okay.
Do the same?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. I think that's all right. Thank you. Okay.
So,
Yeah, what your process?
Tunawashukuru. Are you going to say some closing?
Thank you. Yeah.
Before we close, we would like to have members from Exco to come forward so that we may give them good water. You should sit.
Oh.
Members from Exco?
Tukianzia na wewe. Nipata kupiga picha.
Okay.
Sorry, all eyes on you.
yes, all eyes on you.
We can see you.
We'd also like the past president to come and have a look. Yeah.
Okay.
Council.
Council members?
I don't know that first one.
Past president.
Zone one.
Yes, one in the picture.
So who's president?
After past president, we will have a council
The
member.
institution of memory.
Council member, join please. Council member,
Wow. So
after that, we're gonna finalize with kamati ya maandalizi.
for the one.
Local planning committee, come forward. Local planning committee.
Eyes on.
Yeah, so we're gonna have this.
No, okay. Sorry. Colors.
Okay.
Local organizing committee, come forward. Okay, done.
Where's Violet? Violet is not here. Violet is here. Ah, very good. Oh, Isaac. You're giving us hard time, eh?
It's a hard time, eh?
Catherine, what's next?
We thank you very much for coming and we.
Thank you. Asanteni sana. Tunashukuru.
Maswali lingine.
Lakini hizi kusema kazi hii hapa.
Okay.
So that was the